Ah, it's so windy. It's so cold. Damn. All right. Hey guys, this is Time FK7, and today we're going to be reviewing the 2020 Honda Accord Sport. Let's go! So starting off with the front end of the vehicle, the very first thing you're going to see is this massive grille right here. Now on the top we have a black chrome trim along with the Honda logo, and this is a piano black right here. We also have our Honda sensing right here. So this does come standard with Honda sensing, so you'll get that automatic braking, lane departure, and adaptive cruise control. Now going over here, we have our fully lit LED headlights. These also come with LED fog lights. There's also this orange reflector right here, and the fog lights on this thing is not your typical circle fog lights, it's your rectangular shaped type of fog light. There's also a piano black surrounding the fog lights down here, as well as you kind of have like this little splitter which helps direct the air into these vents right here to cool your brakes. Next we have our wheels right here. These are 19 inches in particular. These are Goodyear GLE Touring. These are all season wheels, 19 inches. And it has a pretty good grip to it, especially in the snow. We went to an incline, so this car does handle good in the snow, being a front wheel drive car. Obviously the tires are playing a good part of this role. Also, if you come closer, remember that vent that I was talking in the front? The vent from the front leads to this vent right here, which then cools the braking system that you have up front. Alright, so moving on to the side of the vehicle. As you can see, the very first thing that's going to catch your eye is this chrome finish right here, which I kind of don't like because the whole car does not have chrome except for the front, but that's a black chrome. In my opinion, they should have just made this black chrome or a piano black to match the whole car, but that's fine. So the chrome extends from here all the way to the back right here, where you see this big chunk right here. So if I was the owner of this car, I would just wrap this, delete the chrome, and it'll look a lot better. So compared to my 2021 Honda Civic Sport hatch, this does not have your touch to open handles. So what you need to do is get your key. For this, you would have to unlock the car first to get in, just like that. And to lock it, you don't have a button right here that'll lock the car, so you have to press this. As you can see, we have this line that actually starts from the front, from right here, and then it ends all the way towards the back of the vehicle, which ends right here at the tail light, which is kind of cool. And then on the bottom, we have this little thing right here. There's like curves and edges that Honda designed that makes the car look a little sporty. Now, it's not a splitter, but I like the curves and edges that Honda engineered for this design. And of course, we have our little gas tank right here. Alright, so now we're heading towards the back of the vehicle. As you can see, we have our fully lit LED lights right here. We have an Accord badge, and we also have our Honda badge. And this being a sport model, we have our sport logo down here. Now this is a little weird because it's kind of off balance, because for one we have our Honda Accord logo right here, but our sport badge down here, I think they should have just made this centralized, made it even, maybe put the sport logo right here instead of down here, but that's just my opinion. We also have our reflectors right here. This does not light up, so these are, reflects the light. And of course, if you can see, right here we have our backup camera as well. This does feature a backup camera. Down here we have our dual exhaust right here, and this car is actually a pretty quiet car. I'll insert the cold start now. And of course we have our small little lip spoiler right here located in the back. You may not be able to see it from your angle, but if you go on the side, you'll definitely see this lip spoiler. And last but not least, we have our shark fin antenna right here, which houses your radio or antennas for this vehicle. It's so windy, it's so cold. Damn. All right. So now moving on, since we're already back here at the trunk of this vehicle, might as well take a look inside of the trunk, which you would have to open by pressing on your key fob, which you would then press and hold. Okay, so it opens like that. Now you do not get any latches or handles down here, so you do have to open the key. You do have to open your trunk using your key fob. So this is a fully electronic trunk. So you open it just like that. As you can see, we have plenty of space in the back. Now this is a sedan, so you have this trunk right here. Now it's time to do a trunk test. I will now demonstrate how much space is in this vehicle. I'm 5'6", so I'm going to be going inside. So, as you can see, there's a decent amount of space back here, even with all this stuff with me. I do have my tripod right here, and I also have a bag, but I can still fit just fine. I do have plenty of space back here. There's even more room. There's even more room to fit 2 people back here. So, pretty spacious. So last but not least, these seats do fold. So once you pull on these little tabs right here, you would then push the seats in order for them to go down. Just like that. So now, not only do we have this space, but we also have this space from the passengers. So you'll be able to fit a whole mattress here, or even a 55-inch TV. So that's pretty cool, pretty spacious. Let's put this back up. Alright, so now we're inside of this vehicle. As you can see, I have plenty of headroom and plenty of footroom. Now me being 5'6", of course you're going to get a lot of headroom, but for a 6-foot tall person, you will have plenty of space. These are leather seats, but with a little bit of cloth. So if you look at the seats right here, this part in the middle is cloth, and it's fairly soft, it's fairly comfortable. And outlining that cloth is this really nice feeling leather. You also get your headrest right here, and your oh shit handle for those oh shit moments. We also have a nice comfy armrest, fully leather, which you can just bring down just like that, as you just saw. And you know, for if you're having a date or something, you can also use this as a table. Or if you just want to be comfy and have an armrest, you can have armrest here and an armrest over here. So you'll be nice and comfy back here. And you also have 2 cup holders, one for you and one for the other person that's sitting next to you. So yeah, very spacious overall. And you can also transform that into a seat. Although the person sitting in the middle might not be comfortable because this little pillar down here is blocking their feet, but it's nice and comfortable if you're sitting this side and this side, not in the middle. It's not comfortable in the middle. And we also have a little pocket right here in the middle which you can store your phone. This in particular is a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, so you'll have an idea of the size of this pocket right here. And it's a pretty good size. So yeah, you can use it to store your Nintendo Switch or your phone or even a small tablet, which is kind of cool. And for some reason, only one side of this car has a pocket. So if you have any folders or a laptop, you can only store it on this side. Whereas on this side, there's no pocket for some reason. It's kind of weird. They should have just had pockets on both, but it's only on this side. So now we're inside of the 2020 Honda Accord Sport. And as you can see, I have plenty of space. I have plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room, and you can also adjust the seats. Now these seats are fully electronic, so you can adjust them by just going like that. And you can adjust your bolsters with this little wheel right here. So if you are a small guy like me, you would make it skinnier. But if you're a bigger guy, you'd make it looser. So this little wheel right here, which you can press on to adjust your bolsters. So I think it's pretty cool. It's really comfy. And speaking of comfort, these seats are leather. Just like on the back, they're leather. And then in the middle, they're cloth. So this is what the side of the door looks like. You have like this, it's not really carbon fiber, but you have this carbon fiber like material, which is a very good finish in my opinion. And you also have your controls for your windows, window lock, and your unlock lock button, as well as changing your side mirror position. And down here you have your trunk release button. Now like I said earlier, this is a electronic trunk, so to release it you would have to press on this or your key fob. You can't just like press on a handle to open the trunk. And you also have this little cubby space right here, which is enough to fit a water bottle and maybe a couple snacks. So now we're inside of the vehicle. There's a couple buttons that I want to talk about. This right here, this is your traction control button, so you can either turn it on or off. And this right here is our little Honda sensing thing. So if you want to turn it off, you can just easily just press this button. And this is your trip setter, so you can adjust your trip. So if you want to calculate how many miles or how many gas mileage you're gonna be doing from point A to B, you can easily calculate it from this side right here. And the steering wheel is fully adjustable. You just have to press on this latch right here, make sure that's down, and like you can either raise it up or down. Unfortunately, you can't do it forward or backward. It's only an up and down motion, which is fine. And then to lock it in place, just go like this, just like that. So this is a push to start vehicle. So to start the vehicle, just put your foot in the brake and press this button. Like I said earlier, this being a sport model, you do have your red push to start button. This vehicle does offer your shift paddles right here on the sides, and they're clicky, nice feel to them. And now, speaking of changing gears, this being a CVT model, which stands for continuously variable transmission, this car does not have actual gears. If you're changing gears on this vehicle, it just makes the RPMs lower or higher, depending on what gear that you're trying to shift in. So it just mimics an automatic transmission or a manual transmission car, but it only has one long gear. And speaking of this car, it has 192 horsepower, 192 pound-foot of torque. It includes a inline 4-cylinder engine, and it also goes 0 to 60 about 5.5 seconds. And the gas mileage on this vehicle is 29 city and 35 highway. On the steering wheel, we have our multiple buttons on it. We have buttons for your Honda sensing, so your lane keeping assist button, as well as your automatic cruise control. You can set the distance with this button. And to set your cruise control, to turn it on, you gotta just press the set button. And then we have our multimedia buttons right here on this side. And we also have our call button as well as your voice. And of course we have a horn, which sounds like that. Now this dash right here is fully electric. So if I were to rev this vehicle, so just like that. Now in park, it limits itself to 4,000 RPM, which the maximum RPM on this vehicle while you're driving is 5,500. So 4,000 RPM while you're in park mode. Just like that. And again, this is fully digital, so you're not going to have anything analog. So if I were to turn off the vehicle, this is what it would look like. It just switches off like that, and then it gives you the Honda logo, which got blurred, of course. Alright, so now let's talk about the infotainment system. This has a 8-inch touchscreen. It also has your basic functions like Bluetooth, radio. We also have some other stuff like your trip computer, and if you have a phone connected, you can see your messages, which obviously we don't have a phone connected right now. And speaking of phone, this does include Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard. We also have more stuff right here, like a clock. If you want to just display the clock, you just hit that button, as well as your compass. And if there's any updates to this vehicle, you can also update it from this spot right here. And of course your Honda Link, which you can connect your phone via Bluetooth. And basically this Honda Link displays the information of your vehicle, like how much gas mileage you're getting, what's your odometer, using this Honda Link. So that's the infotainment system. It's nice and big, and I like the positioning of it. It's like right here. It has a nice big screen, 8 inches, and you can set the dimness with this button right here. Anyways, moving on. In the middle, of course, we have our air vents, our hazard lights, and then down here we have our AC button. Now this does have dual climate control. If your passenger feels like they want 70 degrees, they can easily set it with this knob right here. And if you prefer 60 degrees, you can set it with this knob right here, which I can demonstrate right now. If your passenger wants 70 degrees, just like that. And if you want, you know, like 60 degrees, 65. And of course, if you want the same temperature for each passenger, just press this button. It'll sync the temperature of whatever you have on your side. So as you saw, I'm at 65. Now it adjusted the passenger's temperature to 65. And right here is kind of cool because you have this cover right here. And to open this cover, you just press on this, and then it opens up just like that. And you can store plenty of things right here. As you see right here, there's a couple sunglasses and some cologne. You also have a USB port right here, which you can use to connect your smartphone. And you also have your carport charger right there. So now taking a look at the center console, we have 2 cup holders right here. So this is enough to fit a 24-ounce cup or a large coffee. But for 16-ounce bottles, this will not fit because this is too small and this spot is too big. So for this, you would have to place on the side, as I showed you earlier. If you notice, we have a couple buttons right here. Of course, we have our shift selector right here. There's only 4 modes that offers on the shifter, but if you look down here, you have your eco button, which saves gas, especially if you're going on long trips. You have your sport button if you want to have that extra oomph. And then we have our electronic handbrake right here. And of course our brake hold. Brake hold meaning if you're stuck in traffic and you don't want to press on the brake for, you know, since you're tired, all you gotta do is just place your foot on the brake and press this button, and the vehicle would be still, just as if you were stepping on the brakes. So it's really handy, especially if you're in traffic. Of course, we have our fully leather armrest right here, and the space on this is pretty big. Now there's multiple ways you can use this. Obviously you have your coin tray up here, but if you want more space, you can easily just get rid of the coin tray and you'll have access to this right here. You can easily fit, I would say, a toaster in there. And you have another power outlet, which is right here, and you can just open that up to reveal another carport outlet. My camera woman said this is her favorite part of the vehicle because it's so big. When we were traveling, she was resting her head right here, and this being a sedan, it's really spacious in here. So she was like laid back with her headrest right here, and also the passengers behind her still had plenty of space. Anyways, but yeah, we have our sunglasses holder right here, which you can just open just like that. Close this up, and we have our map lights right here. As you can see, they're your standard halogen bulbs, and they're fairly bright. And this is your little mirror. Hooray! We also have our rear view mirror right here, which doesn't have any electronics, but in this little plastic container houses some of our Honda sensing features. So this plastic thingy is really important. So this rear view mirror also has your dimming. So if you're driving at night, you can just pull this little latch down right here. Alright guys, so since it was so cold out, our camera batteries died, unfortunately. But now we're inside of the garage, which is a little bit warmer. But I just wanted to show you the key fob for this car. It's just your standard smart key fob system for your Honda. It's a piano black on the back, and also in the front you have your 4 basic buttons: your lock, unlock, trunk unlock, and then your panic button. Now with this car, unfortunately it does not have remote start, so we are not able to do that. However, if you press and hold on the unlock button, your windows should open. Just like so. Yeah, so now the windows are open, but to close the windows, unfortunately, you can't just press and hold the lock button. You would have to take your key out of your fob, which is like this. You just take it out of the key fob, just like that, and place it into your keyhole, like that, and then twist to the left, and then it should go up. Oh, there you go. So in order for us to activate the closing window, you're gonna twist to the left twice. So what you're gonna do is just go like, excuse my sound effects, but yeah, that's how you close the window. So another thing that I want to mention is when you close the door and the car is still running, this car does beep. Just like that. Alright, that's it.